Hello TCG and Dragon Ball Super Fusion World fans, and welcome back to yet another gameplay video where today we're taking Android 17, probably the least repped green leader on the current ladder, for a spin. So anyways, Android 17, the third green leader from the first wave. The two better green leaders without a doubt are Broly and Son Gohan. But Android 17 is still very viable, still very good, and can get you a lot of wins because this deck we had before is kind of just like spam Android deck. Just go spam all the androids, hit all your opponent, and force them to combo out of each attack. So let's do the card by card. Android 17, the leader. So on an unawakened side, he's draw 1, win 4, unless we've seen it all before, draw a card, and flip him over. When he is on his unawakened side, it's actually both Android 17 and 18. Of course, the siblings themselves. But anyways, permanent your turn. If you have 6 or more energy, he gets a plus 10k. They get a plus 10k. So this becomes a 30k leader on your turn, which is very nice. And then when attacking, draw 1. So the rest of the deck, we have 4 of the Android 20. You can look at the top 5 cards, reveal up to 1 Android 17 or 18, and add to your hand. Place the rest in your bottom. So we're cycling Android. 4 of the 1-drop Son Gohan. 4 of the 2-drop Android 18. Draw 1 card and discard 1 card on play. And then when attacking, you have 6 or more energy. Draw 1 card. Very, very strong in this matchup, in this deck, especially. We have 4 of the 3-drop Android 17. And Android 17, you could play in this if you wanted to, especially with a couple of cards we will be talking about. Is the critical Android 17. I believe it's a 4-drop? Yes. No, he's a 2-drop. This Android 17 2-drop is a critical. The issue is that at 15k, he's not that strong. So be mindful about that, but that is a critical you could choose to play. We are playing 4 of the 3-drop Android 18. You can place 1 card from your energy or drop, add up to 1 card from your hand to your energy. So basically, if you need to cycle out some of your androids from your drop, especially your 18s and 17s, you can do that. So you can use a couple of 4-drop Android 18-17s. So you'll add a card to your hand. It comes in ready to be used as well. And then we are playing 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒 in here as well. So if you did this, 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒 will also trigger. So you actually get 2 energies into your drop. 1 exerted, 1 non-exerted. Next up, we have another Android 20, 4 of the 3-drop Android 20. Activate main. You can KO this card. Typically, when you play him, you're KOing him. He is your turn 3 play, typically. You look at top 10 cards, you're going to basically look for his lab, and you get to put the lab into the battlefield for free. We need the lab. That is the way we ramp right now. We're not using Destructive Strength in this deck to ramp. We're using the lab to ramp. So that's the way we ramp in this deck, unlike Son Gohan or Broly, which are using Destructive Strength. Now, you can use Destructive Strength in Android 17 as well. There's nothing telling you can't. I'm just using the lab as my ramp. Anyways, we're running 3 of the 4-drop Android 17. You can add a card you can add up to a card, so it's not required to add a card to your life, but if you're not awakened, you can self-awaken in this deck. So if your opponent's not striking you, they're just striking your cards around that keep you from awakening, well, you can use this card to awaken. And then you can play an Android 18 with 3 or less from your drop. What's really good about this is you can play this Android 18, or you could play this Android 18. Typically, you want to play the 2-drop Android 18, because then on play, you can draw this card, and especially if you're already at the 6 or more energy, you can then swing immediately, because there's no summoning sickness or anything like that in this game. You can swing immediately and get another draw, which is really nice. So if you have multiple of these out, you're getting multiple draws plus your leader draw, which is really, really good. Anyways, we have 3 of the Android 18 that's the exact same as 17, except she hunts out a 17. So typically we want to hunt out the 3-drop 17 that's a 25k. Like I said, this is a really good, these 2 androids are really good at just spamming, just making a big spam board of androids all over the place, especially at high levels of energy. You can play this out and spam your opponent, and depending on how many cards they have in your deck, or their hand here at the combo or on the field to combo, you can just basically strip their entire hand and win the game. It's kind of what Universe 7 Son Goku is doing right now. We're running one Vegeta. Again, on play, you can add a card with 3 costs or more to your energy in rest mode, and you can discard a card to pop something that's a 2K or less. Battle card that's 2K or less. So we're only running one. We're not going to have a problem typically with, once we get the lab up, we don't have a problem with ramping. So but this still is nice because you could discard the androids 17 to 18, the lower android 17 to 18 to facilitate the 4-drop 17 to 18. We're only running 2 of the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐒. He's not going to come up a lot. There isn't a lot of stuff that throws in the drop, but he can come up. Again, auto, when you play this card or when a card is removed, when an energy card is removed from, goes from your drop to, energy card is placed into your drop, you can put energy cards there, exerted. We're running 2 of the 5-drop Son Gohan Childhood to nuke off 4 cost or less battle cards. We're running 2 of the Android 1718. It's a double striker, and then you can nuke off up to 2 of our opponent's 3 cost or less battle cards, which is kind of important. Red does have a lot of really good battle cards at 3 cost or less. We are running 2 of the Son Gohan Childhood that on play as the top card of our deck to our life. Again, only play this when you're on your awakened side, because if you're playing it when you're not awakened, you're going to have to forcibly awaken. So it isn't good. Play it when you're awakened. We're only running 1 of the Son Gohan Childhood Secret Rare 7-drop. Discard a card and then just nuke everything that's a 5 cost or less on your opponent's side of the board. We're only running 1 because typically we're just trying to do Android spam. That's typically it. We're running 4 of the King Vegeta Super Combos, 2 Brolys to on play draw 1 card and nuke something off the board completely, and then when attacking once per turn switch himself to active. We're running 3 of the Big Bang attack. If you have 6 or more energy, it goes down to a 1 cost, and then you can place 1 of your energy in your drop, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost 5 or less in KO. Typically, what you want to do with this is you want to discard an energy that's been burned for the turn to then nuke something that's 5 costs or less, which is good. And then finally, the 3 ramp cards we need for this deck, Dr. Gero's Lab. He's a field, so there can only be 1 field on in the play area altogether, so you or your opponent. So it's much like Pokemon stadiums right now, where only 1 player can have a stadium up at a time. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh's, both players get field spells. So anyways, activate main for a green. When you can switch this card to rest mode if your leader is Android 17, which it is. You can add up to 1 card with Android and its special traits from your drop to your energy in active mode. So typically on your turn 4 play, you'll charge for your turn 4, then you'll pay a green, and then you'll get 4 energy still. And then with that 4 energy, you can go like into Android 17 or 18 4-drop. So typically what you're charging is all of your Dr. Jerome stuff because it has no synergy in the deck, but after it's used, the only one is like the 1-drop, the hunt stuff. But after that, typically you want to keep your 17s, 18s all kind of in your drop to do anything. Now, again, if you have like the 6-drop Android 17, 18, then I would say throw it into there because this is not going to be in any way useful and we can't resurrect it with any of our guys. So that is the Android 17 deck we're going to take to the ladder. Let's see how well it does. Alright, so we're playing someone in Master. Okay. We're playing the green Son Gohan. Alright, so again, if you're right now in the ladder, the one thing that a lot of people might complain about is, as we're going to keep this, is this actually a good hand for us. A lot of people will complain that I'm in gold and I have a person who's in either platinum or master. So how does that make any sense? So in a discussion video I did where I discussed my thoughts on the overall Dragon Ball Super system, I kind of stated in there, think of it in like a giant LGS, your local gaming store. If you went to your local gaming store today and played today, and I took this Android 17 deck, I'm probably going to see someone with a Son Gohan deck who maybe has played it longer than I have, so there's always that chance. From this point, let's charge this Android. Maybe I should have kept that one in my hand. So we're going to play this. Now, we need to be aggressive against Son Gohan, especially when you hit the late game Son Gohan strategy. Actually, kind of wish maybe I kept this Android 17 or Android 18. Anyways, we're gonna attack. Nothing to do there. But yeah, typically you want to be aggressive against this deck because you need to be aggressive, because once it hits its late game, that's really when it starts going off in the late game. Now, our turn 2 play, we can actually go Dr. Jerome here and then sack him off to try to see if we can't get his, we can't find the field spell. The field card, I guess. I can't call it field spell. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! So again, we want to take these attacks because we want to because we need to awaken. We do have the ability to self-awaken off 17, but typically we need it. That's actually pretty nice. But again, this card is so iffy in the green matchups because green doesn't really do a lot of self-awakening. I think we'll charge one of these. Yeah, green doesn't do a lot of self-awakening. Let's first attack and see if we can't draw something. Okay, so we drew the 6 drop, which is actually pretty nice. There are some cards in here I like to. Okay. Now, we are running 3 of the field spell. Let's see if we can hit it. Nope, but we threw a whole lot of stuff on the bottom. So Vegeta, another Android 20, the Double Striker, King Vegeta, so 2 of the Android 23 drops, King Vegeta, 1 of our cells, the 5 drop Son Gohan, the 6 drop Son Gohan, another drop, and okay. So unfortunately we did not hit the spell, which kind of sucks. If you don't hit the spell, if you don't hit the field area in this deck, it kind of does hurt. Kind of why I feel like in a strange way you need to either change your hand so you get the field in your hand, or you need to hope that Dr. Jerome hits it. Interesting. He's actually playing. I wonder if he's just doing a. He might just be doing Android spam, but using the Son Gohan instead. I mean, you could do that. The problem is I don't think there's much of a synergy with that. Okay, that's actually pretty nice there too, because we can actually just like. So yeah, he's going to do destructive strength here. So he's going to start spamming, which would have been nice if we had like the location. We could have had location this turn, the location the next turn charge, and we would be up at 4 as well. Again, in green, you got to be so cautious about the fact that you need to actually spam as well in your strategy. So let's put this away. All right, we could do this to put another guy into our energy and take out an Android 17. Let's first swing. Let's see what we can get our hands on. The field spell. Okay. Typically, that's what I would say. Before you play anything, try to swing first. Try to swing first and see what you draw. It might actually be something you can use. And again, we have a Dr. Jerome, so we're not overly hurting in the stasis of like energy and stuff like that, but we aren't behind. Now, there's nothing in the game. The only way to remove another field right now is that your opponent has to have a field. So, in essence, as long as our Son Gohan player is not playing a field, which is not possible, because I think this is the only field right now in green, and you need Android 17 to even facilitate this field. So you can't even use it if you're not an Android 17. Leader. Again, not saying we probably won't get more Android 17 leaders. Ooh, let's get the turtle on too. Who's actually going to be interesting? Exactly how do we get out of this one? The turtle's going to be annoying. I would rather not take a turtle shot to my face, just because I actually can self-awaken this turn. I won't be able to do. Oh, I guess I have a. Oh, I actually have ways to probably get something in my drop. Let's put that away. We will utilize this effect here, charging this android. So that puts us up to 5. He's at 6, by the way, so he is 1 up on us right now. How do we? Oh, no. I'm gonna strike this and force him to combo. So we are going to combo this away, and then I need to combo this, and you know what? We'll throw another android. So that makes 3K exact, which is going to combo that away. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is this. To add a card to my life. Then I can do this. And play that. This will give me a draw. And then I think we will discard this android. And then we will awaken here. And bring in 18. This is a really cool leader in the simulator because this just basically brings in 18. Okay, so there's not really a purpose to do any more attacking. We can't harm that turtle in this state, and next turn we can because we'll actually be at the 3K limit. Now, if he decides to get into more 5s, which is hard to believe he's going to summon more than less than 5, we do have a turn. We do have a turn play here to blow the board up. Not mentioning the next turn, we can also throw down Android 17, 18, which is 4K, so it's more on the turtle. Again, I don't want to force him to awaken. We know he has a way to self-awaken, this Android 17, which does mean he can awaken for the turn. So, could be interesting. So he's attacking here. The only way he deals damage to me is if he decides to combo away, which typically most people don't do that. Most people have been playing this game long enough. Yeah, you can't harm me. Doesn't really matter. Typically, you only do this to get your draw. Now, the thing is, he's missing his Selfu. Well, that's interesting, because now I lost this Android 17. Or 18. I forget, 17 is the guy. Okay, we are going to... Ooh, we're taking a lot of damage on this shot. I can't take the crit. I would rather 100% not take a crit to my face. But I'm going to struggle trying to remove this Android 17, 18. I think this is one folly with this deck, is it kind of lives on its ramp with this card. Now, I don't know why the Gigantic Meteor, that's kind of a waste in my opinion. But it makes sense. Now, of course, this Big Bang attack can harm the androids, which is hilarious. We'll charge the Big Bang. We'll trigger. We'll take that. I think we should have a Dr. Jerome. Throw him into there. We can still play the androids. We're going to swing. Why did I swing on the androids? That's not what I wanted to swing at. Combo 10K, combo 5K. I wanted to swing on the turtle and combo away cards, not swing on the androids. We need to... oh no, right. Alright, so this is going to be kind of interesting. How do I get out of this? I don't know. I think I messed that up on the wrong click. I meant to swing them at turtle and combo. That way I force out this, and then I can swing the androids. No, he's going to decide to... I think we can still survive. I just can't swing that Android 17. So I could use a 17 as combo fodder. The problem is, I think this is the turn he's going to probably bring down Broly. If I'm being honest, this would be the turn I bring down Broly. Again, the Secret Rare is so... It's good against very specific styles of decks. It's not good in your green matchup. Very little will your opponent ever really go into this wide state. Okay, so I'm going to burn... I'm going to have to burn both of these. Oh, I didn't have another 10K. So burn all that. Oh, we survived it. By skin of our teeth. Well, that's everything. Like I said, if you don't get the field, I always feel like, yeah, there's the Broly. I guess that one's so good. Maybe I played too much on a back foot. Oh well. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to survive this. That's why I said, like, without a doubt, Android 17 is like the caveat leader. I don't feel he's the best leader for Green, honestly. Again, if you're playing Green, I would choose either Broly or Son Gohan. Those are without a doubt the two best leaders. Ah, yes. Combo it all against me. I'll give him the win. No point in retiring. I get some points, and I'll be a kind person. Give them the win. And plus, give me some points. Unfortunate. Again, I think you need to get like Jerome's lab to really start making this deck work. I also feel you need to use Destructive Karma so you can start ramping up just a little faster. He's still neat, though. I still like 17, and when 17, 18 go off, it is really good. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment about the deck profile, the gameplay, everything Fusion World related. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.